Hi all, welcome to episode number 13 of the Road to Top 100 Club Value. This time we're starting to focus on the bigger nations, so like the smaller leagues within those nations, so like League 2 and so forth. So we can smash the leagues, be awesome, sub to the channel if you're new, follow me on Twitter, G's Legend. All the links are down below for playlists on the channel and social media links as always. So basically we're going to focus on League 2 in this, as in French second tier even. We'll get there in the end. Basically, the aim is to just blast through the second tier of France, because we've done that with the third tier in Germany. I feel now if I focus on the French second division, the the second tier in Italy and the second tier in Germany, I feel if I tackle the three of them, then we're looking good, because then we're practically starting to push towards not just, it'll be pushing towards not only 6, but we'll probably, by the time we finish, I would say Italy or Germany, depending on what order we do it in, we're going to be then pushing towards like 7,000 players. That's when I would say, time we get Germany and Italy done, we could be close to that top 100 bracket. I wouldn't say definitely, because I think I'm going to need more than 7,000 players by the time I probably get these two leagues done. But the way I'm looking at it, regardless, I'm actually getting a wee bit, it's getting a bit exciting now. It is that everything's starting to kind of click into a bit of shape. Obviously it's going to take a bit of work, a bit of time still, and we have to maybe clear out the transfer list of players that I've got to kind of boost up the coins a little bit, because we don't want to touch the club itself. We want to kind of keep bulking up the club wherever, however we can, logically. In terms of League 2, there's only 2 goals within the division, which is Marvaux, and then you have Cadamuro, who is a left back, rare. Marvaux plays for Lorient. For Lorient in general, you've got like Cabo as well. He's actually quite commonly used for like SBCs, I've noticed, for when you have to link up French players. But with the league in general, there's never a great deal of hype, which is interesting. So, like, in terms of also transfers that have recently joined, Bryce Jaja JJ used to be a gold right back. He used to be quite OP, I felt, a couple of years ago for Watford. I used to use him. Only biggest problem was he was not the strongest, not the best defender in the world. He was just very good at attacking. But what I found with him, he is now a 74 rated right back playing for Lens. In terms of informs, Vissa is someone I've commonly started to see people list up for min price, and he's been going for like 7 or 8k, and you can sell him for 10 to 12k depending on your console. And I feel like if you're able to get him for 6 to, then it gives you a bit of room for profit of like a couple k, which is it's sometimes it doesn't go amiss really, in all honesty. But in terms of teams to kind of always keep an eye on is like the Ajaccio option. Obviously now, in terms of this stage in FIFA, most of these teams, unless there's a notable game, either it be a top 2 or whatever within France, these players won't necessarily have a lot of hype. Obviously the French players, the higher rated ones, maybe like your mid-tier silvers, like your 70 plus rated silvers that are rare, they might be the only ones that have a bit of use. Also any informs within the league as well. An interesting one I found was Perquis. He's now a bronze, like 64 rated. I remember when he was like, I'm sure he was like gold like a couple of years ago. So he's went from like, say, I think about a 76, 70 rated, 77 rated gold to like 64 in like a couple of years. I'm sure last year he was 73 or something with like Nottingham Forest or whoever he was at. So he's dropped like 10 ratings, and I'm like, what's he lost a leg or something? Or has he lost an arm? Or has he suddenly just like fell down the stairs and just like lost everything? It's like, it makes no sense with some of these cards. But anyway, with the league, we're kind of wrapping up fairly quickly. And I realised as well, I'd kind of made a bit of a muck up with the league. I noticed as well, I didn't have much within this league. The same will apply to Calcio B and Bundesliga 2 when we move to it. We don't have much in these leagues, and that's why I'm saying if it pushes us closer to 7,000 players, I'll probably, after this episode, I will show, so episode 14 guys, I'll probably show the next maybe couple episodes, maybe the start of episode 14 and the end of episode 15, I will probably show the total club in terms of how many players we're at, and where we've kind of progressed in a couple of episodes, because it would be quite useful to show with having empty clubs, two empty leagues, and then suddenly going to a full league in pretty much next to nothing. So hopefully you find this useful, guys. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of the road to top 100, and if we're getting there ever so slowly. Smash like as always, sub to the channel for new. Follow me on Twitter, G's a Legend, and I will catch you all later.